How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing really well wherever you are in the world. It's great to see you all here. Now, what we're going to do today is we are going to smash some charts because honestly, the charts look wonderful. Yeah. When's the last time I said that? I mean, for a bullish case. Not for a while. But we're gonna put our shades on today and we're gonna get into the zone, into the trading zone. And honestly, there's a lot of good stuff coming out, man. We're going to have a lot of fun today because I have so many trade setups that either are in play or going to come in play that you should watch for. And then we'll also look at how Bitcoin's doing. So we got to look at, what's Bitcoin going to do next? Is it going to dump out on a Wednesday like it usually does? Well, usually it would be dumping right now and it hasn't really happened yet. So we got some of that encouragement as well. What's happening with the scammer? Great question. Well, basically we're keeping a little bit quiet because we're going through some proceedings that we have to do so that we can get what we need to get done on our side. So we have to actually be a little bit quiet about what we're doing right this second, but there are going definitely to become, there's going to be some information that we'll be sharing with you as that comes. But right now we're in that legal process where we have to, basically just wait for, people to do what they got to do and then tell us, okay, you're good. And then I'll let you guys know all about that. I'm really excited to tell you how that actually plays out because maybe it won't play out too poorly, but we all hate scammers. So let's be real about that. Okay, let me see who's here. What's up, Singapore, Mylene, Bernard. Guys, do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you want other people to learn how to trade, well, you know what you should do? You should tell them to join the channel, tell them to join and subscribe and all that fun stuff. I'm just starting my shift. If you have the chance, can you look at Aave? Aave is one of the ones in my list from yesterday. It's super bullish. High blockchain technology, Toronto Stock Exchange. Okay, we'll look at that. And great to see all the people from everywhere in the world. Let's jump right into charts because that's what you guys are here for. You want to know what the heck's Coach talking about? Why is Coach all of a sudden bullish? I'm going to give you some real understanding as to why I am actually short-term bullish. And so let's just look at that. So let's go to Bitcoin first because we have lit on here, which is showing a Kumo breakout. Let's go back and look at Bitcoin first. So what's Bitcoin been doing on the 4-hour? So Bitcoin's been doing this. I want to make lower highs, right? 1, 2, 3. So now it's kind of like, am I going to break out for real this time? And now we have the setup for it. The only thing I don't like is our Chiku is kind of, if it goes sideways and the price doesn't go higher, it's probably going to run into the candle. So I don't like that. Also, very likely that when we come to this pinnacle again, we will reject it. So even if we break out, I would be waiting for it to break out heavy, reject 39.5 yet again, or 35,900, sorry, and then come back down to retest and go. And if that happens, then I'd feel a little bit more confident. But Bitcoin is probably a heck of a lot more bearish than a lot of the altcoins. And we're going to learn that when you start seeing all of the charts that I show you today. You're going to understand why I am bullish, because basically I'm not bullish on a macro level. So when we go on the daily, Coach is not bullish. We're way below the cloud. We're still, Chiku stands still bearish, right? Lots of that bearish. But we have to look at our secondary chart because why I look at 2 time frames. So understand this. It's very important to understand why I use the daily and the 4-hour. The daily gives my macro perspective. The 4-hour gives me the counter trend. What counter trend means is while we're bearish, sometimes on the 4-hour chart, we can become bullish. And when we become bullish on the 4-hour chart, sometimes that spills over into the 6-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour, and actually turns from a counter trend, so a bearish trend trying to trade it bullish, it actually turns bullish. And then the trend flips and goes bullish. So I've been bearish since, you guys remember how long I've been bearish? That video I posted the other day was before we actually made this top. I was bearish around here, okay? Around 53. I said, I don't know. I think we're going to come down, okay? So the thing is, when I'm bearish, I'm bearish. I've been bearish, and that was like all the way in May. We're like July. It's 2 months ago. And I did say we're probably 3 to 6 weeks, probably closer to 6 weeks. And it's been already 8 weeks. and it's been doing what we thought, but there is some encouragement. So if we go on the 4-hour, we see that it's not bullish, the volume's not coming in, so maybe Bitcoin shouldn't be our focus point. So what should we be focusing on? We should be focusing on Ethereum. Because when I look at Ethereum on a daily chart, we have a nice V bottom. It came into my zone twice, very beautiful buy zone. And now it's broke out and retested this level. So the next thing that likely to happen as we entered along would be to long ETH up to this Kijun, which has been flat. And I told you guys way down here, when you have a flat Kijun for so long, there's a reason why I use this magnet picture. It's because it acts like one, pulls the price up. And that's what generally happens. And this is what you're going to see. If you watch my show a lot, you're going to see, oh my God, these things keep happening. Coach talks about this trade, and then I see it myself. That's what I want you guys here to do. I want you to learn what I'm seeing. Because all the stuff I'm showing you right now is going to spill over into all the trades that I'm going to show you next. And I think it's really important for you to understand and see that. So we look at the 4-hour, our counter trend. Is our counter trend bearish or is it bullish? You guys tell me. Comment right now. I'm going to leave a couple seconds because I know there is a delay. But tell me, is this chart, we're above the cloud, our Chiku is above the candlesticks. We have a bullish Kumo twist. Are we bullish or bearish? Yeah, sometimes my camera gets blurry, unfortunately. There's been something, we don't really understand why this is happening, to be honest. But it just does on its own. The stupid autofocus went on. Okay, hold on. You'll see me much clearer in a second. Keep having this happen. I don't really understand why. But now I should be as clear as a glass of champagne without bubbles. That was just a terrible example. Okay. My trading view is skewed by 10% in the background. What do you mean by that? Higher highs look bullish. Chat is Birdman. I'm trying. You need to go really close first and then go back. No, it's just there's this thing with my camera. It should be crystal clear. I know. And then there's this weird delay on YouTube. So like I see your guys' stuff like 10 seconds later, or you hear me 10 seconds later. So that's unfortunately the way it is. How do you get the same Ichimoku cloud as me? Great question. If you guys go over here to indicators, you can just type on here, go Ali, A-L-L-I-E, and her name will pop up. And you look for the Ali Ichimoku Cloud version 1. And this is what I use, and it's been really good. And there's also another one my friend Jamie made called Predictimochu. So you can get that one too, and it's just very similar, but it has more predictive. It's basically predicting where your Kijun, where your Tenkan will go in a few further down the line, but very similar. So either one of those is fine. And what I'm seeing here is we had a Kumo breakout, we had a retest, and now we're going higher. Good stuff. That was the trade to enter off of the Kumo. And I didn't even notice this on the 4-hour because I was looking too high time frame, but that's what I saw. So then we go, okay, if the 4-hour now is technically bullish, is the 6-hour technically bullish? So we go to the 6-hour and oh my God, the 6-hour is also technically bullish for Ethereum. What about the 8-hour? Is the 8-hour technically bullish for Ethereum? No, but it's quite close to popping outside the cloud and being bullish. This is bullish. The TK cross was bullish. So I'm someone who a lot of people will get angry when I say exactly what I see. So I know now this week, everyone's going to love me again because I'm telling them the market's looking more bullish. The reality is I don't give a shit which way the market goes. I trade either it goes up or it goes down. I make money regardless. Why? Because I don't have a bias. I don't care. I don't care what shit coin it is. If I like the coin and I invest in it, I'll hold it. I won't sell all of it if I have it. But in general, I don't really care. And that's why I don't get emotional. That's why I don't care if it's DOT or if it's KSM or if it's ADA or if it's Bitcoin or if it's ETH. Doesn't matter. Whichever chart gives me the most amount of profitability and the way to make the most amount of money, that's what I should be focusing on. That's what everyone should be focusing on. Now, I can only tell you guys what I do, right? And a lot of people can tell you what they do. The problem is if you guys copy what I do, right? You must have an understanding of how to actually do risk management. If you don't know how much money to put in the trade. And if you lose that money, you don't know how much, and you'll become emotional. So you must have a methodical system into trading. And my system is very methodical. Like, it's just, I don't have to even think anymore. I know exactly what I'm going to do when I'm going to do it. So Ichimoku settings, if you use that one, are 20, 60, 120, 30. Now, the reason why they're 20, 60, 120, 30, and the reason why I also have this Ichimoku down here, which I can turn on, is they don't look the same. I mean, if I turn this one off, right, and then I turn this one on, they don't look at all the same. And you can get whipped out very easily. Now, some people were like, oh yeah, we should just use the old settings. The problem is the old settings take in consideration the stock market. And the stock market opens and closes. Crypto never closes. There's never a close. It's just always open. It's basically like a 7-Eleven 24 hours, right? Always open. The thing is, if the market never closes, we never have a break. We never have gap ups and gap downs. The only time you ever see that is here on this chart. This is a gap right here. Why? It is a gap created from closing on a Friday and opening on a Monday when the price on the weekend dropped, right? So we also have in stocks, we have pre-market, but this isn't pre-market. So it's just something really important to understand and to know, because if you have the knowledge, then you have the power. And I want you guys to be powerful. I don't want to be the one who has to tell you everything. I want you guys to slowly get to the point where you are really self-sufficient and really like you watch because you just want to see if you're thinking the same thing I am, right? A lot of the guys in my group, now they've learned, they've had the course, and like, they're just like, is this a trade? I'm like, bro, it's perfect. And they find it for me even sometimes. So that's the whole idea. So let me get into some of the trade setups because yeah, I could go over the DOT in the case of him, but I made a whole list for all of you guys. I made a whole list. Some of these trades are active. Some of these trades are not. The ones that are not, I'm going to go over first. So if you guys, and I'll leave some of the ones to the end, but what I want you to do, you guys, is do this. While you're watching right now, I want you to go open up a TradingView account or just open up a trading. You don't have to have it all, but just go watch the chart and look at and add an Ichimoku like I just showed you guys how to do it. Okay, look up the Ali Ichimoku or go to the regular Ichimoku today and click on the settings and turn them to 20, 60, 120, 30. Okay, that will make up for the fact that we never closed the market. And that's why it's more accurate for crypto and why I have to change my crypto Ichimoku to my regular Ichimoku when I trade stocks, because it's not going to give you the right answer for stocks at all if you use it. Okay, so this is what we have. Now let me go and let me show you all of these trade setups, because I could go over all the coins you guys want me to do, and I could, and that's great. But I just want to really keep it focused today so that you guys get more out of this, because I don't have a whole lot of time. I have like another 20 minutes and I got to go. So we're going to smash through charts for 20 minutes. I'm going to give you guys everything that I'm seeing and then let you guys figure it out. 20, 60, 120, 30. Okay. All right, now let's get to trade setups. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with my red colors right here are 4-hour charts. My blue colors are 6-hour charts, and this Kava is a 12-hour chart. I code them in color because it helps me just remember which time frame, because when you change time frame, you don't remember all the time. So it just gives me a little bit of an easier go. So let's start with Dia. So we go to Dia on the daily, right? Okay. On the daily, we know a lot of stuff is super far away from the Kijin. We know that. And it's had a huge jump all the way down to its zero, right? So we know that. What do? Well, we go to the 4-hour chart, our secondary, because we see that's bearish, and we look on our secondary counter trend chart for some bullishness. And what do we see? Well, I think I missed this. Hold on, let me see. This is at $1.32.5. This hit $1.32.6. I missed by a tenth of a penny. That's hilarious. But basically, this was the perfect trade setup. You have your bullish Chike cross down here. You have your bullish Chiku way above the candles, which is great. You're above the cloud. You're retesting the cloud. And you can see the clouds getting thinner, meaning that a bullish Kumo twist is coming. So this is quite nice. Very likely that we're going to push up to this level and reject probably around here. And once we reject, likely come back down to this support and then continue on going. Because really, Dia has a lot of room to grow. A lot. And what we would need to see is after the 4-hour chart got bullish, then we would look for that edge to edge trade. So now we look, okay, we had a bullish TK cross, first candle in the cloud. Look, we'd have a perfect edge to edge trade. And where were we aiming? We're aiming for that $1.50 range. Perfect. Dia, this is the type of trade that we want to be in, right? Because it's retest the Kumo. And look, sometimes people say, like, coach, like, what happens if you miss it? I'm like, bro, you missed 3%. It depends on where you're trying to get to. So if I'm trying to aim up here, yeah, who cares if I miss 3%? But if I'm trying to aim here, 3% could mean the difference between stopping out with a bad loss or, you know. So what I would do here is I go to this tool called the long position and I see my probabilities, because that's more important than anything. What are the probabilities? And stop loss placement, I'm not going to go over because it's just a lot. It's a lot for most people. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to say, okay, let's say we get to here. Is this a good trade? 1.93 R? Nah, not a good trade. We don't really want to take that. And really our stop should be around here if it does break back into the cloud. Now, some people trade in a different way. They go, well, if it breaks in the cloud, I don't want to be back in that trade at all. So they'll go, okay, and they'll put it sometimes like around here. Right, they'll use this low or this low, and you can do that. The only thing I'll caution people about is when I do this in the past, I get whipped out of a lot of positions. Like it drops down to here, I get stopped out, and my stop should be here, right? It stops out over here, and then it reverses. Let me give you a really amazing example of that with a trade that I still have active in Alice. So Alice, I made this trade. I'm actually, my last target's right here. We entered right here on the Kumo breakout retest. Okay. So people were like, coach, you have you have 200 EMA right here. You have the Kumo top. It's a good level to enter. So I entered, and where did I put my stop loss? Right? Just around the Kijinsen is where my stop loss was. And what happened? Everyone was like, coach, should we get out of this trade? Should we get out of this trade? It's down 9%. I said, nope, I'm going to let it stop out because I'm going to lose my risk as 1%, or I'm going to let it keep going. And then what happens? We got target number 1. We hit target number 2. And now we're going towards target number 3. And, you know, this is a great trade. Alice was an easy one for me to enter, even though it had a retracement. It doesn't matter. Stop placement. So that's just an example of what could happen to Dia. So you understand what to look for. And you're going to see right now, me show you some other trades. So look at audio. Audio had a Kumo breakout retest. The same thing. Bullish Kumo. Above the Kumo, we closed above it. That's bullish. We retest. We entered there. I entered just a little bit higher because I just basically missed that retest. I missed it. So I entered a little higher, which is why you can see that. And so I went in anyways. Not always are you going to get the exact entry you want, but that's okay. I didn't mind. So now we're in that trade, and it's got all the setup, and now we're seeing that bullish Kumo twist happening, and it's beautiful. Like, this is a perfect setup. So we want to be in audio, and we're in audio. Now let's look at BAT. So BAT, actually, audio was on the 6 hour. You can see it there too. So audio right now, if you were like, okay, I missed it, I don't want to get into this trade. Audio had a breakout, but never a retest. So what you should be waiting for, and what you can do is you right click, you click add alert, you click create, you say continue, and now I have an alert. So when the price comes down, my computer's going to go ding dong, ding dong. It's going to say audio, tether, it's ready. And then you guys know what to do. So this is an actual trade setup that I am going to trade when it comes down to this level. So just so you guys know, I'm being really transparent. That's what I'm going to do. Then in terms of where do I take profit, I'm just using a level of resistance to take profit. That's it. And I may use another level of resistance to take another level of profit if I see that, right? And that's all I do. I keep it simple. Now let's go to BAT. BAT also is on the 6 hour. What do we see at BAT? We see a breakout of the Kumo. See this? And in 23 minutes, that will be a confirmed breakout of the Kumo. What does that mean? Let me just bring this over so you can see. So what does this mean? This means that right here, we're breaking out. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. So we're breaking out of the Kumo. That shows me that we are changing from a bearish trend way down here below the cloud. We went through the cloud, and now the macro, this is not a macro trend because it's 6 hour, but the trend on the midterm is changing to bullish. So we get that retest. We enter on the retest after this candle closes, meaning we have to wait 25 minutes, 23 minutes till it closes. The next candle will be created. And on that next candle, when it comes and tests this level, will be my entry point. So if you guys want to watch, this would be my entry point around 63.75. So that's why I'm putting that there. And so this is what I do. This is what all of you should do. This is something that you should practice constantly. Here's another one, ontology. So let's go to the 4 hour first. 4 hour shows us a Kumo breakout. And what did we get? We got that. Did this not touch 75.17? 75.20. Oh my God. You missed it by 3 sat. This happened to me twice. You guys are literally watching this happen. Insanity. Okay. Give me a few more minutes, guys, and I will get you further because I want to get through all these trades. And again, I don't have a lot of time right now. So let me get through them and then you'll see. But what I see here again, the same setup. Ontology. Boom, 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 boom. Everything set. Right? Now let's look at seller. Seller USD. This hasn't happened yet. This is one that you would have to watch for, that I'm watching for right now. I'm waiting for a candle on the far to close outside of the cloud. And then what do? We wait for our retest. Do you remember when I told you guys trading's boring? Does this bore you a little bit because it's the same thing over and over again? So we'll get a candle close out, it will retest, and we'll enter on the retest. And then when we go to look at where should we take profit, we see there's like lots of resistance when we get up to here. So we'll take profit somewhere around here, around 3.8. That's it. We keep it simple. Right? And then let me get Link. Link's another one. Link another one on the 4 hour. Same setup. So the reason why I was like, oh my God, today, and I was like, wow, the market really does look good, is because it really looks good. It looks great. Like here on the 4 hour, perfect. It broke out, it retested, and now likely will go higher. Now looking at the 6 hour, what does it look like? It's doing an edge to edge trade right now. The trade setup is edge to edge. Okay, so Link doesn't look too bad as well on those two time frames. Another trade I entered today, a little bit higher than the Kumo retest, was RSR. So I got into RSR because it's also quite bullish on the 4 hour. The 6 hour is starting to go for that edge to edge. So we're seeing a lot of, we're also seeing what you can see down here is potential golden crosses happening. And there's a lot of bullishness from this overall. That's the truth, the real truth. We just see lots of bullishness. Here's another one, 4 hour. Looking at this, we're waiting for this to come and retest, but it already, this is a crazy one. It broke out so hard, it filled the whole entire position and came back. And I think it's still going to come back to the Kumo to retest. So we have to wait for AVAX, but that one we missed. One we got in that we absolutely destroyed yesterday was KMD. Did a 68% gain on that one to the top, not even to the top. I'd exited this one at 30%, most of it. So I was very happy with that trade. But sometimes when you see that volume and the momentum starting to come way over here, you can enter and then get these types of moves. So that's why I always talk about volume. All right. TLM, another one from yesterday, another one that's very close to breaking out and going midterm bullish, where we have we had this edge to edge trade play out a lot of the time. So what I'd be looking for first is, does it reject and come back to the Tenkin? Because usually it will come down to here after it, and then it will break out. So we're looking for that. Now, if it just breaks out and closes, then we'll just buy on the retest, the same as all the other trades. Same thing with Ren, the exact same. You guys are going to get bored with the same trade, but the thing is, when I see the same trade setup, it's boring, right? But I just go into them. I've done like 7 trades when I did 14 the whole month before. I've done 7 trades in the last, 48 hours. It doesn't happen that often, and I'm waiting on like 6 others right now. Here's another one we entered yesterday on the Kumo breakout retest. Ren, that one's doing beautifully. Alice, we talked about. That one's going to probably break to the top target. Kava. And shitcoin perp. This is another one I want to talk about really quickly before I go. Shitcoin perp is a really good way to understand if altcoins are bullish, because it's looking at a bunch of shitcoins. Now, of course, you can also look at total too, because it looks at all the shitcoins without Bitcoin. But I do like using that as a shitcoin perp because I actually can then, when I see things like the shitcoin perp or a bunch of crap coins doing really well when they start leading. If you buy the shitcoin perp index over on FTX, what you can do is you can be like, all right, alts are getting more bullish, and you can just basically bet on alts going more bullish. It's great. I love this thing, honestly, to be honest, because the first time I ever traded it was way down there, and it was a great trade to be in because I thought the market was turning bullish. That's all you had to do. And when the market turns bearish, you just short it. Super simple. Okay, I'm going to get to two more, and I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes before I have to leave to a call that I'm on. But let's look at Cake. So Cake is obviously bullish on the 4 hours. We can see very well above and reclaimed the 200 EMA and retested the 200 EMA. And I feel like my placement of targets today have been shite. I keep missing by like almost nothing. It's crazy. I know you guys can see this red dotted line. It's just I keep missing by almost nothing. The low of this one was 15,601, and I have 15,507. I'm missing by cents, not even dollars. Okay, and the last one I'm going to look at is ENJ. Now, ENJ is on the 6 hour because it had a massive breakout. And the reason why we were talking about ENJ is because all of the gaming coins yesterday that I was talking about were mooning. And guess what mooned the hardest today? Mana, Sand, anything gaming and NFT, gaming with NFT related. Even Anarchy X broke out. So now what are we waiting for on Engine? This is even better because it's on the 6 hour, higher the time frame, higher the accuracy. When this comes down to our level at $1.24, we're going to buy there. I'm going to buy there. That's my target to enter on the retest. Where will I be going to? My stop placement, etc. This is always a question many people ask me, so I will show how I would set this up. So on this trade right here, I'm going to look at, okay, the lowest low here was right down there. So I'm going to probably want to be a little bit below that, to be really honest, even though this is a massive candle. If this comes down and just wicks down, you'll get whipped out. And I don't want to ever get whipped out. And honestly, the risk, it doesn't increase or decrease how big my stop loss is. If I have $100 of risk and I stop loss at 7%, or I have $100 risk and I stop loss at 10%, I still lose $100. Something that a lot of people don't actually pick up on till they're later in their trading days. Something you all should definitely be very cognizant of, to be really honest. So now we look for levels of resistance. So we kind of see like, yeah, there's a little bit of resistance right where it rejected off the 200. So maybe we would just take one of our targets there, even though it's at 1.5. But where are we really trying to get to? We're trying to get to about here, somewhere up in this range. So at 2.85, it's not a 3, but it's okay. 2.85 you can live with. If you do 100 trades in a month and you hit 50 at 2.85, you make money every single month. So no problem there. And that's all good. Okay, so now I'm done with all the coins that I have basically shown you trade setup after trade setup after trade setup that I'm looking for. They may not actually play out. They may dump. Who knows? Bitcoin is going to open up the traditional market with the traditional market in about an hour and 45 minutes, and that will tell us a lot. Because if we open up and the market pushes harder and the whales aren't selling, you'll see retail follow up with this push, and it will go in the 6 hour charts and the 8 hour charts and the 12 hour charts, which will slowly filter into the daily charts and then turn us actually bullish again. So that's the real story of what's happening right now. Let me get some questions. I got about 5 minutes for you guys, unfortunately, because just so much time. So AXS, honestly, it's already gone on its run. I would not touch that right now unless you're looking potentially to short it, because something that moves this much, because it's moved a lot. This is not just like a few percent. We're talking like 300%. I don't go into coins that recently did a 300% move. Now, is Axie bullish? Yes. Would I enter it here? No. Not here. Maybe down here. If it came back down maybe to this level right around there, I'll set an alert. If it comes down to $6, I'll buy it at $6. Because literally, I don't want to touch it other than that. That's the truth. You can see there's support there. You can see previous level high was there. This is where I would enter, even though it's at $13. I would wait for it to drop 100%. And usually when things go that fast, they do one of these. And the last time it did that type of a move, it dropped about 50%. So if this drops 50%, look at that. 50% is like literally right exactly where I want to buy. Perfect. Amazing. Okay, I'll get a couple questions. Is Matic good to break out soon? Let's see. No, I don't think so. Let's see. No, Matic is not ready to break out soon. Matic could potentially have an edge-to-edge trade, but I just don't like, there's too much going on down here. The Chiku span is kind of bullish, but I would just like to see a real push. And by the time that push came, I wouldn't want to be in this trade because it wouldn't be a good one to be in. Because you're seeing that this is coinciding with that. So likely we're only going to be able to get to $1.24 before a rejection. We probably still will get up there, but not looking as good. And let's just have a quick view into their volume, because volume is very important to me. So it has increased a little, but nothing like you're seeing with other alts. So I would avoid that for right now. Ocean's been having a nice move recently too, so keep your eyes on Ocean. And we'll have to keep that. GBTC, I think, is going to have no actual effect on the market. I think people will either buy or they will sell. There'll be premiums and they'll take advantage of the premiums, or they'll sell and take advantage of, basically premiums on either side. Can I look at Luna? Luna and Sol. Look, Luna is bullish right now, as we can tell. It's been bullish on the 6 hour since the breakout retest for the second time. On the 8 hour, it's pretty much trying to complete an edge to edge, but really on the 12 hour is a good spot where we'd look in, and we can see that Luna has a massive trade. We didn't miss our entry on this one by a few bucks actually. And so unfortunately I'm not in this trade, but this is the trade that you want to be in. What I would look for, you see how there's like, let me just jump in here real quick. You see how you have this 21, the Tenkin, the Kijin, the Kijin, the 21, the Tenkin, and the 100-day EMA. It's very likely we'll come back into that type of a mini zone again, where they all kind of intersect at some point. So I would look to buy if I get back into that zone, and if it doesn't get there, it's okay. You saw there's 17 other trades that you can go into. So who cares? Doesn't matter. My views over YLD and FXF. Phoenix Flow is something that, I think it's amazing tech. It's going to make the industry better, more efficient, and faster. It's going to be less KYCs. It's going to be access to exchanges you can't normally access. It's going to be a lot of stuff that you normally can't get. So FXF is definitely a banger. YLD, these guys, TVL is increasing. Their market cap is only 1/4 of the TVL they have. And honestly, these guys are banging out money. They're making me money every single day. So if you want a place that you don't know how to trade and you want to like put it in while you're learning, that's probably a really good place, because you don't have a chance to lose all your capital. Solid membership on our channel. Join Diamond membership. What's the difference with my club? My club is an exclusive group of people. And there is no like pay. They don't pay to be in there. You guys on YouTube will be able to get some access to certain things in the club for sure. The reason is because I can't let everyone in. There's only space for 500 people. And really there's only space for like 350, 400, because people buy more than a million tokens. So that's the way it works for club. Does that mean you can't get in? No, it means you definitely can get in. But yeah, we did it this way because there's just too many people. And what I saw with Crypto Banter was like, it's overwhelming. You can't deal with that many. So I have to be really honest with myself and my time. And this is the best way to do it. And that's how we did it. My thoughts on Mina are that it's a coin list project. It's a big one. Does it mean that it's going to moon anytime soon? No. It's very bearish. And I mean, you can't really chart this. Like even on the 4 hour, it really doesn't have much to chart. And can you really use this data? Not really. It's hard for me to chart new coins other than just breakout trading, which would be like, breakout trading is super simple. It's just, okay, we look for the breakout of this level, for example, just as an example. We wait for the breakout of this. And then when we see the breakouts happen, we enter, and we go for the edge to edge or something like that. I wouldn't even have the Ichimoku on, to be honest. This would be completely off because it's not something I can really use as data. So that's where Mina is right now. I think it's a good project, but that doesn't mean, the price is going to do anything anytime soon. And I don't have enough data to really give you a good detail. All right. So that's it for today, guys. Have you heard any news from Eternity? Eternity keeps doing their thing. Phoenix Flow keeps doing their thing. We're testing it right now. I'm using the platform. It works well. It's good. Working out any of the smaller little things that are happening as we test it out. And then once everything is 100% perfect for everyone, then everyone's happy, then they'll release it to all you guys. And that's basically it. So I could go on forever. Solana, definitely, I see what you're saying here. It's gotten more bullish as we've gone on. We didn't really get any opportunities yet, but it's starting to get more and more bullish. I'm looking really for this 12 hour, because see how flat this has been. So if this goes out in a 12-hour, if it breaks out, we'll be above. We probably will see this golden cross happen. We had the TK cross happen just as it entered the cloud, but now we don't want to be in this. But I'd be waiting for 38, 39 bucks to break out, retest, and then we'd be looking for $48. So that's a pretty nice trade that we could get set up. So that's it for now, guys. I gotta go. I have a call with my fund right now, so gotta go do it. But yo, take note of all the stuff that I said. Right, hit that like, smash the subscribe, do your thing. Go rewind the video. If you guys haven't seen all of it, go rewind. I showed like 20 trades. Go watch that back. Help yourself learn what you need to look for. Theta, again, like I said last time, it just doesn't have any of the momentum yet. It had so much momentum down here way back in the run-up. So it needs to just cool off, man. And I think probably it's going to come back to $5 and whatever it is, $5 and 80 cents. Probably come double bottom there before it can actually get movement. And you're seeing the predictive Ichimoku doesn't really know what it wants to do. So it's a little bit on the confused side. I'm just waiting for the IDO to finish. Yeah, I hear you, brother. Are you talking about World Mobile? I'm not too sure, but anyways, I'll be re-willing, get it right. The graph is one that I'm looking at right now as well. Guys, there are just too many. Like I said, everything seems to be very bullish all at one time together, which means we're probably going to have follow through from that. It's hard for us to not when we have so much push, so much volume come into the market again. It's very rare that you see all that volume come in and just pull right back. Maybe later in the week, but not right now. So that's where we're at. Seller already talked about earlier, so go rewind the film, and I'll see you guys later. Do help other people. Let them see this. Let them learn from this, because that trade, the Kumo breakout retest, you guys are probably pros at that by now. And the more you do this, the more you repeat it, the more you watch stuff like this and practice, you're going to get better and better and better, and it's going to become easier for all of you. So take note of all of those things. Watch ETH BTC. It's quite bullish as well. Just to leave you off with something here. I do like where it's looking, and it's starting to push a bit higher. But yeah, if you're not in ETH yet, if I'm not in ETH yet, I would not go in ETH now. The risk to reward is not good. It's like a 1-to-1. You don't go into 1-to-1. Someone's talking about wildies. Let me just quickly do that. Liddy Cap. We're going to get some information to you guys in the next couple weeks about what's going on with my case with them. So just be patient. And then when we're looking over here at YLD, this is such a good project, guys, man. I'm telling you, this is such a good project. They make people money. The market cap of YLD is 1/4 of the TVL they're trading. Actually, right now I heard it's one. It might even be even less than that. So what are we looking at YLD? It's just sitting in that range, and it just broke out of that range. Okay, so broke out of that range, and likely it will come down to retest somewhere around 36. If not, it will just continue to go higher. We're at that time right now where it's rounded its bottom and it's starting to break up. And I think once we see this level broke, YLD will go on a proper run. Once we see this level break right around here. So we break out of this level and we retest, and YLD will go far higher. And by far higher, very likely somewhere in the 53-cent range first, and then even higher after that. So it looks good. I'm obviously getting YLD every single day from Yield app, our channel sponsors. And so I think that you guys should definitely keep your eyes on that project because it's really good. Oh, one of our alerts went off. Let's just do that before we leave. BAT, 6 hour. See how we're looking. Okay, so that 6 hour hasn't finished closing yet. This is one right now, guys. I have to leave because I have the call when this closes. But in 3 minutes, if this closes above, then you know to watch for it to close the next candle to retest. If it closes below, it very may likely come back down to this zone. So just watch that if you're someone who's thinking that's interesting. Watch it right here. We also had a golden cross on this candle as well. So it's one to keep your eyes on. 3 minutes. I gotta go. So peace out, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and see you guys tomorrow.